morning, everybody. Thank you, Mandy, for this opportunity to be able to speak to you guys. I get a little nervous for this public speaking stuff. I played in front of a lot of people. Definitely get more nervous for this, so just please bear with me. Go to the next. Just to talk a little bit about what playing for this university meant to me. I had 2 scholarships coming out of high school, Air Force in Wyoming. And if you know me, I'm definitely not the military type, so Wyoming was kind of the only option for me. But to have the opportunity to play football at the next level was a blessing. We're from Denver, about 2 hours away, so all the family that was able to come support us was a big deal. My first college game, my true freshman year, I get the opportunity to play my first game, and I think the most people I played in front of in high school is about 3,000. You can see here, there's probably about 100,000 here, so definitely a little nervous, but excited for the opportunity and the moment. And this is kind of what I dreamed of as a kid, getting to play in front of crowds like that. A couple of my favorite memories, my first college touchdown. This is my sophomore year here. Freshman year I didn't score, and as a receiver, obviously, that's all you really care about, right? Scoring touchdowns. None of the other stuff, blocking, we're not worried about that. But this was cool. My mom was actually able to come out for that game. I scored a touchdown in the left corner of the end zone, and she was right there, so that was definitely a cool moment, memory for us. This here, the Sports Center Top 10, funny story about that, I'm in Walmart with Josh Allen after the game. We're getting a new Xbox controller because his had broke. And we're in the checkout line, and he gets a text from his dad saying, you guys were on the Sports Center Top 10 not once but twice. And he showed me the video. Super cool. As a kid, I watched this show. I mean, I'd fall asleep to it, wake up to it, the same plays going on over and over again. And to be on that show was a childhood dream come true. My last college game here, the bowl game against BYU, was special to me because my first 3 years we didn't get to go to a bowl game, and getting to play in a bowl game was a great blessing, a great memory for me. Didn't end how we wanted it to, but definitely a memory that I'll hold on to forever. And for a quiz for a book, does anybody know what stadium this bowl game was played in? In 2016. Close, yeah. The old, it's no longer existing.
Jack Murphy Stadium. Welcome.
There you go. It's a book. Cheater. Go ahead. So, my brother had a great career. He made a lot of plays, scored a lot of touchdowns. It was a daunting task for me to choose the University of Wyoming. I had 2 offers. One of my other ones was Montana State, my other one was here. When I took my official visit, I remember that my host was Josh Allen and James Price, who was a former receiver here. And throughout the weekend, I just didn't feel like it was anything other than home. Staff made me feel like I was welcome, like I was a separate person from my brother. Told me that it was going to be me to make my own choice, to make my own path. So coming here was a no-brainer, and when I get here, coming into my freshman year, we had a lot of good players, but my coach came up to me and asked what my goal was this year, like for the team, and I just remember telling him, well, I came here to play, so I'm going to try to play. And so that helped me to made some plays in fall camp, and I started to make my way onto the team and make sure I got onto special teams, and played. Had a good year. Played a little bit, didn't play as much as I wanted to. Had to come in my sophomore year is when I really started to play and make more plays here. But I'd say one of my favorite things about just going to the University of Wyoming is walking onto that field every game, every home game, and being able to wear the brown and gold and know that when I'm walking out there, my family is going to be there. I'll have a huge support system. It just was a special thing for me because I'm very family oriented, so being able to play that close to home was good for me to be able to have 10, 15 family members at any given home game. It was something really special for me. Next one, I'd say for me, one of my favorite memories though, and something that I hold probably really near and dear to my heart is last year, this catch against CSU. Always love beating the Rams. It's always a great time. But I'd say it's really special for me, and I'll talk a little bit about it a little bit more later. But I went through a lot to get to that exact moment and put a lot of time and a lot of work in to get back to playing football. And this catch right here in the start of the second quarter was on the left sideline. I remember right in that corner. Remember catching the fade go ball to score and put us up 10-0, and having just my family there. I had probably 20 plus people. Tanner even wanted to sprint down, jump over the fence and hop on the field. We got a picture of that actually. They caught it on TV. I'm just standing there, I look over, Tanner's running at me. So I guess you can do what you want when you did what he did at this university. But yeah, just moments like that are things that, stuff that playing here I'll never forget.
All right, I guess I'll talk about Josh. You guys all want to hear about it. But no, it was a blessing to meet him, be able to play with him. Funny story about the first time I met him. He comes in and we're doing like off-season workouts in the indoor or whatever, doing one-on-ones with the DBs. And he only told us to run go routes, but he would wait like 5-6 seconds for us to run 80 yards down the field to show everybody how far he could throw it. And I'm trying to tell him, like, I don't think you're going to have 6 seconds to throw the ball. But yeah, it was a blessing to play with him. Made a lot of great memories. This is the stuff that, you know, makes it all worth it. All the hours that were put in, all the hard work, and to be able to make these plays, and obviously getting to play with a talent like that at quarterback as a receiver is it works out, you know. It's a great deal. So
here, we'll play that. We're gonna play a little highlight reel, get you guys jazzed up.
Technical difficulties.
Jane got on campus last January.
Yeah, sounds good. But here's my second year. Go back. My second year, Josh's rookie year. This moment's cool for me because when Josh came in, we had always talked about, you know, playing at the next level. Obviously, every kid dreams of that, and that was one of our goals. When we went to workouts, when we went to throw, that was what was on our mind. And to be able to, we played each other in a preseason game, and that was just kind of like a full circle moment for us after the game. You know, just seeing each other in uniform, just the realization of, you know, kind of what we did and all the hard work that was put in. Getting to play with him in Buffalo was incredible. Very blessed. A lot of great memories. Just, it was surreal playing with him in college, and then, you know, we're on the same team in the NFL. Some days you just wake up pinching yourself, just can't even believe that we get to do that, and that we had the opportunity. He was a big part in helping me get there. He called me one day. I was back at home. I was a free agent, still training, trying to get on a new team, and he had called me asking if I was healthy, and I'm like, yeah, like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, I'm great. And he had told me that the organization had expressed interest in me, and he was a big part in helping me get there. So I owe a lot to him for that. And it was a blessing to be able to be a Buffalo Bills fan for life. So it was amazing.
Yeah, I just wanted to get up here a little bit. I had a very different career than my brother did. And a lot of my career has taught me a lot about resilience and facing adversity and battling through tough times. Starting in 2020, we all know that was the middle of COVID. 2020 season, I was feeling really good, feeling really healthy. COVID all happened, kind of shut down the whole university, shut down kind of the world. So for me, I had 3 or 4 months in the spring where I was just at home, away from the team. None of us were together. Getting back, we had kind of a rocky start. We started fall camp, and then they canceled the season, and then brought it back. So it was just a whirlwind of emotions and trying to figure out if we're actually going to play. And then played our first couple games that year. I did really well, made some good catches, had a touchdown. I lived with 5 of my other teammates, so there were 6 of us in the house, so real hectic. But we all got contact traced with COVID, which sent us out for, it's minimum 14 days. but kind of kept the clock resets if somebody new gets it around you. And COVID kind of just was creeping in the house. It'd be 7 days later, one of my other roommates would get it. So we ended up being quarantined for a total of 33 days.
Wow.
So yeah, so it was a long time to just be in the house by ourselves. So that was hard, and being away from my team while they were still playing in the season. So I missed a big chunk of the middle of the season in 2020, played my last game of the season then, so I only played 3 games in 2020. Turn around, come to spring ball of 21, having a really great spring. Actually in the indoor practice facility over there, I remember making a crazy one-handed catch in practice, was kind of jogging the end zone, slowed down a little bit, and took a step and snapped my patellar tendon in my left knee. So that sidelined me for minimum 8 months, but 5 months later, that left knee had retorn. So I had to go back in for another surgery in 2021 to get it repaired. So all in all with that, so those 2 surgeries, it was a 14-month recovery. So I finally get to the point where I'm feeling good, I'm recovering, I feel healthy. We get to spring ball of 2022. Well, it's all going good. The week before we play at Illinois, I run a post corner, I go up and jump for a ball that was high, kind of got on me quick, and my right patellar tendon had snapped. So 3 back-to-back-to-back season-ending knee injuries without touching the field. Yeah, it was hard, and really taught me a lot in life outside of football about being resilient in the face of adversity. Things are going to go wrong. Things are going to not go as planned, but being able to have a goal in mind, and if you have that goal in mind, to hit it full force and be resilient and face adversity head on. And so I rehabbed for my 3rd knee injury, rehabbed for another 9 months, came back and was able to finally play in my 23 season, which would have been my final season last year. And that led me to playing a game at home against New Mexico, which was a big moment for me because I was dealing with a lot. I had a partial tear in my quad to start this 23 season, so I had to play through that. But being able to finally get on the field against New Mexico and make an impact and show that everything I went through and all the hard work and everything that it took to get there was worth it, was that catch. And it wasn't a big catch. It wasn't anything that was eye-opening or jaw-dropping. But to me, it was something that was very important because it solidified why I worked so hard. But yeah, this is just another picture of me, and then going back to one of my favorite memories that I showed you guys earlier was the CSU touchdown. So that was last year. It was a hard season, was dealing with a lot, battling a lot of things. But I remember that game coming in, I had so much family there, and I don't know, it was just something felt right that game. And I felt good, and body felt good, and I remember just after making that catch, I just kind of got to sit back on the sidelines while the defense was out there and just really think about it. And that's just something that just shows the true grit and determination to go after something that I really wanted. Football's been my passion. It's been the thing I love most since I was a kid. And so for me to have that moment was something that I'll never forget, just because it's not the catch, it's not the screaming fans. It was what I endured to get to that one single moment.
Yeah, his story is incredible. As much as he's looked up to me his whole life, I look up to him, and I don't think I could have did what he did. All the trials, tribulations, adversity, he took it on the chin, and there was tough times, dark days, but he never quit. And I think that's a valuable lesson in life. Things happen to people, good people, and it's not about what happens, but how you respond. And talking about his catch against CSU, I always tell him, I remember that. I'll never forget that moment, and I remember that more than a lot of the catches I made, honestly. So that was a really cool memory for me. Just talking a little bit about resiliency, obviously nothing I went through compares to what he did, but my journey in the NFL was different. I was overlooked, I went undrafted, up and down from practice squad, bouncing around. I was cut multiple times, and same thing, just never quit. First time I was cut, I didn't cry about it and just say like I'm done with this. Like, it was my passion, and I worked so hard to get to that point, and it allowed me to play for 6 seasons in the NFL, which is a blessing. Obviously, everybody wants to be the star player, but I think what I contributed, in practice, making the guys better, is a big deal to me. And I was part of a lot of great teams. Got to play with a lot of great players. And yeah, it was just to be able to play in the NFL. I learned a lot from a lot of guys. And there was times where I wanted to, I was frustrated and thought that I deserved more of an opportunity. But through it all, just definitely, proud of the resiliency, proud of him. And I think that's a lesson that a lot of people can take with them. And moments like this are, what makes it all worth it. This was in 2022, I think, 21. We won the AFC East. And this was, my favorite season playing professional football for sure. Getting to play with guys like Emmanuel Sanders, Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley in the back. Guys like this, it was definitely special. And something cool about Buffalo was just kind of the family atmosphere that we had there. It was a lot different than Chicago. Just kind of how the players treated each other. It's a cutthroat business. Everybody's going for each other's jobs, but this definitely felt a lot more like a college feel. And I think Josh has a lot of credit for that and for how the Bills kind of run their organization, because he's always keeping it light. Obviously, every day is competitive. You're trying to keep your job, but just to be able to be loose and to be able to build good friendships while also trying to make a living as well. So the only thing that matters, moments like this, like we talked about earlier, the amount of family that we had come watch us play, and just talking to them now, like I was talking to my grandpa the other day, and just about how, the memories that we were able to share, and memories that we'll never forget, or what makes him going through all these surgeries and being able to make that catch with the whole family here. That's what it's about, because we'll never forget that moment. We all got to share it, and we were just very blessed to have the family and support that we did.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, family is big to me and my brother. I think our parents instilled that in us from an early age. As you can see in all these pictures, I went to every home game at Tanner's. I think my senior year, he flew from Buffalo and made almost every home game of my senior year. It just means a lot to us. And yeah, like having all the fans out there and playing in front of 30,000, 80,000, 110 at Texas. Like, stuff like that is cool and all, but being able to go after the game and just be able to hug your people and show that that's the reason you do it. It's not for all the glory, it's not for anything else. You do it because of the people behind me. Even like, where's Mandy? That's my nephew. It's Mandy's son, Stokes. Cutie. But yeah, just having people there every week was, nothing beat it. And I think for us, that's kind of what led us into what we do now. Me and my brother had started our own company called Train to Go. It's a football-specific training company. We train a lot of skill position kids on offense, wide receiver, tight end, running back. And we try to kind of give back what the sport gave to us. The sport was very good to us in the sense that it gave us free education, it gave us insane, crazy life experiences, and for us, it's fun to be able to give back to the next generation and be able to instill some of that character and integrity that this university instilled into me and Tanner. So we started that this last year, and yeah, it's just something that we're very passionate about, and we want to stay around the game as much as we can. And so for us, being able to just share our stories with the kids and show them that no matter what happens, just keep working and keep being yourself, and good things will come. And if you put in the work and you listen to the coaching and do what you're supposed to, everything will work out how it's supposed to. So it's been fun to be in that world and be able to give back to the kids in the way we do.
Alright, I forgot a couple of the giveaways. Okay, we got 2 more.
Carried away
For the next book, we'll go with, does anybody know what junior college Josh Allen went to before Wyoming? Hey, there you go. Okay, and then for the signed football, we won't be offended if you don't get this, but what high school did Gunnar and I go to?
Laramie High.
Close. Close. Close to Cherry Creek. Starts with a G. The Wolves.
Same district as Cherry Creek.
Green Mountain. Green Mountain.
This view is, wow. But thank you guys for your time. We really appreciate Mandy. Thank you again for this opportunity. Thank you guys for listening to our story. This was a really cool opportunity for us to be able to come up here and speak. So thank you guys so much. Yes, sir.
I'm a Bears fan. They need help. Can you go back and help them?
My heart says yes, my knees say no.
Hey Gunnar,
Yeah.
have you had the opportunity with Train to Go to pass along the resilience that you had to develop?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with, I think some of our older kids, our older high school kids, some of our older college kids. We've had a couple of our college kids now who kind of play all over the country, but just have all had certain stories of ways they're battling adversity right now, and have kind of reached out to us and tried to just gain some insight. So it's been fun to like share my input on it. So yeah, giving back to them with that side of the story and being resilient. And yeah, things aren't always going to go your way, but if you're really truly passionate about it and dedicated to what you want to do, there's no reason for you to not keep fighting and keep going for what you want.
Do you guys have thoughts on, I mean, with NIL and the portal, the college game's so much different than even when you guys played. What's your thoughts about the state of the college athletics now?
I'll say one thing. I can say
I
something.
missed NIL like by a couple years, and I'm really sad about it.
No, I have a little bit different view on it. I don't know. I think it could be good for the game. I think there's some things that could get cleaned up in terms of funding and how you distribute the money, just to kind of keep programs from crumbling because of bigger universities kind of snagging players and taking kids with their, oh, we can promise you this, so come play here. I don't know, if there's a way that we could find some way to instill that loyalty back into schools, I think that's the big thing. I think right now there's not a lot of loyalty in college football.
Is how do you approach, how do you work with the people who don't have that kind of support system?
Yeah, for us, if they don't have that support system, we want to be those ones that are their support system. For us, yeah, a lot of kids don't come from the greatest backgrounds. A lot of people have struggles that they don't even talk about. But for us, when we show up to work every day and train these kids, I think we try to be like big brothers to them in a sense that if they don't have it anywhere else, they know that they're going to have it with us. And so just always being there, always lending an ear, and giving them our all when we're there. When we're training them, we're making sure we're giving them 110% for the whole hour, hour and a half that we have them.
One more question if you got one.
Yes, sir.
You remember the words of the fight song?
How about if Jack
Oh, yeah, he sings right music from the cattle. He swings back and forth on the side of the horse. Pretty good horse. Oh, he got to syncopate again, and he got to get it. For the Western folks, all right. Yes, run. Oh, my God, all right.
Tell them what they told you to sing on the field if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah, you
Oh. So Coach Christensen was my coach my freshman year, and he basically said, we're not teaching you guys the fight song, so either look it up, and if you don't know, just say watermelon over and over. It looks like you know you're saying the right thing.
All right, how about a huge round of applause?